So yeah, I'm here to talk to you about video production. First of all, to gauge a bit of an idea, who's already using video for their business? Great. Who appreciates it's something that they probably should be looking at? And who thinks I'm talking about VHS tapes? Nobody? Yes, great. Excellent, excellent. So video is extraordinarily powerful. And so today I'm just going to quickly run through perhaps why it is so powerful. Also talk to you about some of the mistakes that are happening out there and how you can avoid those if you're going to look at doing it yourself. And also some of the types of videos that you can make to really have an impact and connect with your audience. So 96% of consumers say videos help them with their buying decisions. I mean, that's pretty huge. 76% are watching videos on their smartphones every week. 77% of consumers believe that companies that create videos are more engaged with them. And 73% are more likely to purchase a product or service that has a video that explains it. So it's such an easy stream to convert inquiries into business along the way. And people are sharing videos that make them laugh, that inspire them, and that educate them. So what are some of the things that you want to avoid if you are looking to do this, or if you're going to work with somebody, just know these sort of things are really, really helpful. The first thing that goes wrong, have I jumped? Oh no, okay, so be clear on who your audience is. A lot of people go out there and they just want to talk to everybody. And unfortunately what happens there is your message gets so watered down that you end up talking to nobody because you're not really connecting on the right level. And what happens also there is your message isn't clear because you're just telling people what you do and how you do it, and people just want to blurt it out. This is who we are and this is what we do. But you need to be very focused. First of all, remembering, and I always ask my clients this when I sit down with them, who's your audience and what do you want to tell them? And often it's like, oh, well, we were just going to talk about our company. It's like, let's really narrow it down and get some clarity on it. The other mistake that happens is they give too much information. They're going on and on about themselves and not really being clear on the essential stuff that people need to know. And if you're doing a promotional video, you want to connect with people emotionally. You don't want to just bombard them with the facts about your stuff, about your business. Leave that on the website for them to trawl through if they're interested and need that reassurance and those details. But as far as connecting people, you really need to work through what's the benefit of the benefit. So you're selling a product or service, how is that going to help them? And then, so your product or service might be shiny, fast, new, quick, cheap, whatever it is, that's a benefit. But how does that then help them? So take it another step further past that in terms of how's that going to really convert them as a customer by understanding how it's going to help them. And the other thing that goes wrong is people talk about themselves too much. They're all talking about their details, what they've done, if you're doing promotional stuff, you need to be translating into how that benefits your customer. So really focus all the time, how's this going to make its difference to them? Technically, there are some things that go wrong as well. This is the Go Amateur, for those who are familiar with the GoPro. The first technical thing that goes wrong, and the biggest hurdle that people have is sound. As I write in my books, I talk about the 90-10 rule, where sound's 90% of the problems, and it's 10% of the focus that people put into it. But it's the fundamental thing. If you see a video that's got poor quality sound, immediately you I look at it and I understand what they've done wrong, but people look at it and they just feel it's not professional. And the worst thing you can do is put out a video out there that does damage to your brand. It makes you look less than you should be, or less than you're already perceived. So make sure you've got good quality sound. That means having a microphone. It means recording in a space that doesn't have a lot of extraneous noise. You don't want planes flying overhead, or trains or trucks going nearby, or children screaming. You want to make sure you've got a controlled environment. So if you do go outside, just make sure the birds aren't too noisy or whatever it is. And make sure you're not near water, because that's really something difficult. Some noises like air conditioning you can technically remove from the soundtrack, but it's a little bit tricky. But things like water are really difficult to do. That's when they, if spies are worried about being recorded, they'll do it near waterfalls and stuff like that. Framing. This is, a lot of people when they look through the frame, when they take a photo, they look at the face of the person they're filming or they're taking a photo of, and they put that face right in the middle of the frame. And you end up with all this extra space above the head, and that's not really a good look. What you want to do is you want to look through the frame as a picture and see how you can compose it so that you've got the whole frame filmed and filled. So make sure, as a rule, put the head at the top of the frame. I like to shoot from about here to here, and that's That means there's enough room there to put a name on. It also means you can zoom in if you have to do an edit and just get a closer shot of the face, and it looks like you're shooting with 2 cameras. So just keep the head at the top of the frame when you're framing it. And background. I've seen shots where people put somebody up against a wall, you've got ugly shadows, and it looks like it's a mugshot. It's really not a very attractive look. What you want to have is a bit of depth in the picture. You want to have layers to it, ideally, if you can. And you also want to use the background as part of the storytelling. So if it relates to what you're talking about, find a scene. If you see a news broadcast, you'll see that they'll have whatever's going on in the background as part of the story. So it's not just them up against a wall or whatever. So think about the background, it's part of the story, and see how you can incorporate that into it. A fundamental thing to think about is also keeping the camera steady. You've seen people that'll handheld cameras and stuff, and what happens then is you break the connection. People become aware that there's a person holding the camera, and they start thinking about, is that guy having a fit? Did he have a big night or whatever? Rather than focusing on the message of what you're talking about. So get a tripod, keep it steady, keep it well framed. All these rules can be broken if you know them and if you understand them and you know why you want to break them. But until you get to that point, just keep it simple and keep it steady. Same with lighting. Make sure you've got the light on the front of the person. Now I'm actually filming this now. I've got a very bright background, but what I've done is I've opened up the camera lens, so I'm actually exposed. That's going to be overexposed. It's not ideal, but it doesn't make me look like I'm on the criminal sort of, hiding away somewhere. Light brings colour to the picture. It also makes it easier to focus. It makes it sharper. And videos are about colour and movement, so make sure it's well exposed, it's got plenty of light. So, how can you use video for your business? And there's a few ways of doing it, obviously, and in fact there's hundreds of ways of doing it, but I'll just go through a few of them. Obviously, promotional videos are is what we're about. Ideally, at the end of the day, we're looking to generate new business. There's also training videos, which is a popular source, and there's plenty of ways to do that as well. And I'll touch on that a little bit as well. So firstly, pitch videos, and that's where you're essentially selling your services. And it can be a combination of profiling yourself. I'll just show you, this is a structure of how a pitch video can work. It's not the only structure, but I've used this with people and it's proven to be quite useful. Thanks for your interest in the Video Creation Day. To get the most out of your time in front of the camera, here's some tips for creating an engaging pitch video. This structure has proven to work well. Firstly, identify who you are and what business you're in. It quickly enables your audience to get clarity on what type of service you provide. And avoid artistic mumbo jumbo like, we provide holistically tailored service offerings to enhance the overall business growth of our clients. Keep it simple. If I was to use Sonic Sight as an example, I'd say, I'm Geoff Anderson from Sonic Sight. We produce corporate videos. Secondly, briefly give some reason to trust you. Establish some credibility. Credibility can be created by longevity, awards, brands you work with, and other wins or experience you have. Once again, in Sonic Sight's case, Sonic Sight's been operating for over 20 years. We work with clients such as the Commonwealth Bank, Caltex and Peugeot, and as the author of Shoot Me Now, Making Videos to Boost Business, I'm an authority on corporate video production. Next, outline a problem that you can solve. This needs to be something that your target audience can connect with. Be careful to check that it's a problem they have, not one that nearly bothers you. For example, in recent years, it's become essential for businesses to have quality video as part of their marketing strategy, but many have avoided it because they've been concerned about the cost and how to go about it. And next, provide a solution. Your solution should match the problem you've identified. For example, to address this, we've provided a filming day where entrepreneurs can share the cost of the filming production process, and instead of videos costing thousands of dollars, they can be done for mere hundreds. We also provide templates and advice to help business owners deliver their messages in a captivating fashion. Next, provide an insight into why you love what you do. This helps your audience to bond with you and feel excited about working with you. For example, I believe video is the most powerful gift businesses have to engage with their customers, and there's never been a better time to make compelling videos for business. And finally, have a call to action. Tell the viewer what you want them to do next. For example, to take the next step to having impressive video content, call Sonic Sight today. or email me at geoff@sonicsite.com.au. So, in summary, who are you and what do you do? Secondly, your credibility. 3, what are the problems that your clients have? Then, what are the solutions you provide to those problems? Fifthly, why you? Why are you passionate about what you do? And finally, the call to action. What do you want people to do after watching your video? And you'll notice if you look at videos, you'll notice a lot of them, they will certainly talk about the problems. And that gives you an opportunity to really connect with your audience. And they go, yeah, that's me. I understand now. I'm interested. Tell me more. So as you watch videos, just see if you can spot some of those that structure as you see them come up. By the way, it's an intimate group. If you do have questions, please let me know. Just call out. I'm happy to chat. I probably need somebody else to remind me where I'm up to. Yes.
I had the fingers crossed from the water question.
Yeah.
Why is water something that's hard to remove from video?
It's not consistent sound. It's a constant rumbling, different noises. So it's not just one sort of like an air conditioner is a constant sort of hum. Whereas
It's called white noise. Is that what it is? Because it's a broad spectrum.
I'm not sure, but yeah, but it's the noise itself it's a really varied sort of noise and rumbling. So yeah, it's hard to extract it, and you learn these things from experience as you go.
I know where I'll have all the private conversations now from the waterfall.
Another popular way of connecting with your audience, this is something I'm a bit of a fan of, is case study videos. Now, testimonials are really good because a customer is going to talk about your business and say how good you are, but they're identified, they're clear as a sales pitch. A case study I believe is a lot more powerful because it's actually your customer's story. And they're going to talk about how your business has helped them and the difference it's made. And it's such an easy way to connect with your customers because they resonate with it. This is one we did for a company called ALI Insurance. Some of the mortgage brokers will know who they are. And listen to this and you'll hear her story.
Well, initially I was at work and I was doing a sleepover shift. I'm a carer. And I got out of bed in the morning. The only thing that was wrong with me, I had a head cold. I got out of bed in the morning and I collapsed. And my initial reaction was I thought I had a stroke. It wasn't until 8 weeks later, as I got worse and worse, that I was diagnosed with endolymphatic hydrops, which is Meniere's disease. And it was terrifying. I couldn't have a shower by myself. I couldn't drive my car. I couldn't lie down. It was very scary. Well, I had actually forgotten about the insurance because it was like 5 years later. And when I read through it, I got in touch with ALI and I asked, would I be eligible to make a claim? And they said, yes, you come under the category of not having been able to work for 6 months and you were previously working. And so at the end of 6 months, after no one would give us any money from anywhere, no benefits, nothing, we got 6 months worth of wages that I was insured for to pay our mortgage, I cried when I got the cheque. Yeah, it was just so good. When I rang up ALI, there was a very nice lady there and I could ring her and talk to her. At first I was a bit sceptical, but she said to me, if you want to ring me and talk to me and have a cry, just do it. And I did. And she was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
A good case study will follow a simple structure. First of all, it identifies who the person is and what was going on in their life before they use a product or service. Then it will talk about what the product or service was that was provided, and then how that made a difference to their life. So it takes them on that journey. And finally, what you want to hear from them is how do they now feel as a result of that? How has it emotionally really made a difference for them? And that was kind of touched on in that one. Another popular way of making videos these days is animations. There's so many different ways you can do it. There's a lot of online resources where you can tap in to get those made for you quite cheaply or comparatively cheaply. But animations are great to explain a product or a service. This one is Crazy Egg, and it takes you through something which would be hard to explain otherwise, I think.
Okay, so look, the big problem that keeps small web businesses, well, small, is that they don't know why their visitors aren't converting. I mean, sure, your web analytics tool will give you loads of information about what happens with your visitors, but it doesn't give you any clues about why all those visitors leave your site without subscribing, without buying, without calling. Sorry, Google Analytics. But see, that's where most businesses just get stuck, and they stay stuck. It's a shame, really. And it's all because you can't make big improvements to your site's conversion rate until you know why your visitors are leaving, until you know where on your pages they're getting frustrated. But you know what? It doesn't have to be that way. And that's exactly why we built Crazy Egg. So you can see the elements on your pages that are causing visitors to hit the back button. But once you see all the stuff that's broken, you can fix it. And more of your visitors start buying now, opting in and calling up. Okay, so what do you get when you use Crazy Egg? A heat map tool to see the places where people click on your pages, so you can keep the things they like and change the things they don't. Is your most persuasive information positioned near the bottom of a page? The scroll map shows how far down people are scrolling and where they abandon the page. Yeah, now you can pinpoint where on the page to add more interest and where your most important content should go. When you look at the overlay report, you can see the number of clicks on each element of your page. Now you can work on getting more of the clicks that make you money and less on the ones that don't. With Confetti, you'll be able to distinguish all the clicks you get on your site segmented by referral sources, search terms, and more. Are you ignoring the most profitable segment of your audience? Confetti will tell you. But the best part is, you'll also see the call to action buttons and anchor text that needs to be fixed. And we made it super easy to get started. Almost too easy. Get your free Crazy Egg trial account right now.
Another thing that I'm a bit of a fan of at the moment, and I think it's a great way to really set you up as an expert and enhance your credibility, and also to build that trust and create that rapport with your clients, is the concept of providing free, useful, valuable information to your target audience. Now, a lot of people are concerned about giving away their IP for free. They think, well, this is what people pay me for. And I've just written a blog which goes out today, which actually talks about what you actually want to do is give away your free stuff, give away your best stuff for free to get rid of the clients you don't want. So these are the people who are going to haggle over price and going to be difficult and want to do it as cheap as possible. And it's like, here you go, this is how you do it. What you ideally want are the customers who want to work with the expert, who want somebody to implement all that for them, because they're so busy. They just want somebody who knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, to do it for them. So this lady, Melissa Maker, is in Canada. She's got a business called Clean My Space. She's a cleaner, okay? She cleans places. She's created a YouTube channel by telling people how to clean your own place. Basically telling them what she does and how she does it and how to do it well. What this has done for her business is she's got 185,000 subscribers to a YouTube channel. She's been featured on USA Today. She's now got a second business as a speaker and presenter, as well as being the celebrity in the home cleaning business. So she's built the trust, she's built the rapport, because she's given away generously all these tips, and people go, wow, this is great. And they tune in each week, each Saturday, to get the latest video from her, because she's going to give them more great knowledge, great tips. So have a think about what it is you do and what your knowledge is that you can share with people, because it's going to make it more shareable for people. They'll go, that's a great tip, and they'll share it around. I recently just, I sort of know this, but don't always practice what you know. But I recently looked at my own website and I realised I was making fundamental mistakes of talking about us. And so I've just tweaked it a little bit at the front page, but now I put 5 mistakes to avoid when making videos on the front, a YouTube video, to make it easy for people. And I realised it actually helps my clients realise, oh, these are the things we need to be prepared for, and work out.
I'm Melissa Maker, and I fancy myself a bit of an expert when it comes to cleaning. May not be your favorite topic, but this is all you need to know. How to save money by making your own cleaning products. The results are amazing. All the dirty secrets to getting things clean. It would blow your mind. 46,297 ways you can clean. No big deal. You're welcome.
Look, they started out their first videos, her husband shoots it. She looks back at the first one and said it was, it was terrible quality. But they just kept going, they kept getting better and better. So, yes, make it look good, but don't wait for it to be 100%. If you can get it up in the high 90s, then go for it, launch it out there. If you keep holding on to it, waiting until it's 100%, it'll never happen. So you've got to let go of the baby at some point and just have a go. Having said that, make sure it's not doing damage to you at the same time. Another thing is a process video, and that's a way of taking people through the steps and the quality processes that you use to provide a high quality process. And it also educates people on what they need to know and what they need to be prepared for if they're going to be working with you. So it's another way of just highlighting your credentials, your processes, your efficiencies and what you do.
We like to use our kids as test dummies or a gauge to see if the fruit's okay. We reckon if our kids will eat it, well, our consumers will be really happy with it. And that's how it works. So we drag our kids out and say, kids, what do you think about this? Say, Dad, it's really good. Well, off we go, and there it goes to market.
When we pick our fruit for market, we pick it so fresh that our pickers actually will eat the odd one while they're picking. It's perfect for eating straight away. Because we're so close to Sydney, we can pick it at the right time so that you get all the sweetness and the juiciness, and it's just fabulous to just hook into straight away.
Well, there's a whole recipe of secret herbs and spices. We start with pruning. We fertilise the trees, we feed them, we irrigate them, we thin them, and finally then we have a special secret.
And our special secret that makes all the difference to our fruit is that we finish them off by singing to them. Try not to get worried, try not to turn on to problems that upset you. Don't you know everything's all right? Yes, everything's fine. And that makes all the difference.
She kept singing to us all day when we were doing that. Could have been worse. She was a very good singer. She can sing, indeed. Another thing, which is an easy way to do training, give information, you can create a PowerPoint presentation and then do a screen capture of it, is screen captures. Now, there's various software that can do it. There's Camtasia for Windows. There's also ScreenFlow. I use it on a Mac. I believe there's a Windows version of that as well. And what's really cool about it is you can actually edit on it as well. So you can capture whatever's happening on the screen, record a voiceover at the same time, and then edit it and output it. It's a very efficient way to get video content out there. It's especially great if you're using, if you want to do webinars or train people on particular content. And you can use it if you to keep people engaged with some tips and stuff that you want to distribute. I use ScreenFlow. Yeah, it's very good. It's about $100 or something, but it's a really, really powerful. It enables you to zoom in. You can pivot the screen. You can highlight the mouse clicks. So if you're demonstrating a website, it's really useful for that as well. And I've actually used it in videos I've made for clients where they want to promote a website and how to navigate through it. And we capture it, show where the mouse goes. You can actually enlarge the mouse clicker after you've captured it. So it's got some really nice features to it. And you can add all sorts of other media.
I've been using Snap Pro X.
Yeah?
It's okay.
Yeah?
I need to upgrade because my new software won't run that.
Okay. Yeah, I highly recommend ScreenFlow. I've used it for a while and I've had no problems with it at all. And you can output high resolution videos at the end of the day. So it's got some great features to it. This is an ad that Google made. They actually showed it at the Super Bowl. But I was interested when I saw it because they were competing against ads that have been made with millions and millions of dollars budget for the Super Bowl, and yet these guys put this together essentially using a concept and screen capture. But it's amazing how, you know, it tells a whole story in such a simple way. But, you know, once again, that comes down to a really good concept and getting the message right. And of course, people are always asking about viral videos. You know, how do you make a viral video? And there's a guy from Google does a TEDx talk about it, and he basically the summary of it is that it's a bit of luck. It's often humour is a big winner, but at the end of the day, it's often when somebody significant sees it and shares it or comments on it on media. I had a guy from the RTA ring me up and say, "Oh, we want to make a viral video." I went, "Okay, why?" "Oh, because we haven't got any." Yeah, but why? What do you want to actually talk about? And he says, "Well, we want to make this viral." I said, "Yeah, but why? What's the purpose?" He says, "Well, we want to tell people that they have to go to the RTA office to renew their license." I'm thinking, well, where else are they going to go? It's like, and I'm thinking, this is my taxpayers' money going towards this. Do I say, well, I'll get some of my taxpayers' money back by taking on the job and trying to create something, or do I say to him, this is what you're going to have to do, and I send him a whole stack of information that this is what you need to do to get a viral video happening, because it doesn't just happen. There's a lot of steps, but a lot of it is luck. But the best thing you can do is, you know, have a bit of fun with it. Has anybody seen the IKEA book video yet?
You know, once in a while, something comes along that changes the way we live. A device so simple and intuitive, using it feels almost familiar. Introducing the 2015 IKEA catalog. It's not a digital book or an e-book. It's a book. The first thing to note is no cables, not even a power cable. The 2015 IKEA catalog comes fully charged and the battery life is eternal. The interface is 7.5 by 8 inches, but can expand to 15 by 8 inches. The navigation is based on tactile touch technology that you can actually feel. Content comes pre-installed via 328 high-definition pages of inspiring home furnishing ideas. To start browsing, simply touch and drag. Right to left to move forwards, left to right to move backwards. Notice something else? That's right, no lag. Each crystal clear page loads instantaneously, no matter how fast you scroll. If you want to get a quick overview, just hold it in the palm of your hand and using just your thumb, speed browse the content. If you find something you want to save for later, you can simply bookmark it. And even if you close the application, you can easily find the bookmark again. Amazing. What about multiple users? For that, we've introduced a simple color coding system to avoid confusion. If you want to share a particularly inspiring item, you literally share it. Another special feature is password protection, which is voice activated. Excuse me, that's mine. At IKEA, we feel that technology this life enhancing should be in the hands of everyone. So the 2015 IKEA catalog is free. You can download one from your mailbox, the one you open with a key. If it's not there, try refresh the next day. Or you can upload yourself to the IKEA store and find one there. Experience the power of a book.
That was released just about a week ago. It's currently up about 8 million views so far. There was another one released just the same time called Spider Dog Prank. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but that's up around 40 million. And it's somebody's dressed their little dog up as a spider, and as it comes out of lifts when people are going in and scares the bejeebers out of them. But it's quite funny. So that's it. It's never been easier to make videos. You can do it on a smartphone these days. Can I just say, if you are going to shoot video on a smartphone, please turn it into the landscape mode. A pet hate of mine is when people shoot it in portrait mode. But if you shoot it in landscape mode, you'll be able to put it up on YouTube and up on other places, and it will look like it's meant to without having big black bars on either side of it. So that's it for me. If there's any other questions? Yes?
What's your YouTube channel?
Geoff Sonic. Good point. Yeah, I was thinking, what do I need to put on there? Yes. I put a lot of clients' work on that. Yeah, so it's I've got hundreds of videos, but most of them are unlisted. But I've got 100 or so that are public in there. Yes, Sting.
I'm learning to be able to make product for our company, and you said something about the exposure, which I fixed straight away.
Yeah.
But the question is, with the exposure behind you, silhouetting you, is it far better to fix it in the camera than to try and fix it in one of the movie adjustments?
Yeah, you want to get as much of it right in camera as you can. Yes, there's a lot you can do afterwards, but it just takes time. But you're on, excuse the language, but there's a term we use called polishing shit. So you want to get it as good as you can to start with, and work with that. But if it's terrible to start with, then it's just an uphill battle. So do everything you can to get it right first, and take the time. Also, the other thing is to listen through the headphones when you're recording something if you can. If you can't, then do a test record and play back and listen to it afterwards. Listen to it before you start the main record. So, but yeah, get as many of those things right to start with.
Well, thank you, Geoff. And,
thank you. Thank you.